Welcome back to this week's episode of the Herd Huddle. You're going to hear from Coach Naron and Coach Garcia about what's going on with Hereford Athletics, and then we're talking with Coach Naron to learn a little bit more about Herd football.
Some updates in sports. We've got our golf teams playing in Dumas this week. They played on Monday and Tuesday and did a great job, and they're getting ready to close out the end of the fall golf season here shortly. This weekend we have the Herd Nightmare Golf Scramble for their annual fundraiser, so we're looking forward to all the community coming out to support the golf team.
Our 7th and 8th grade girls volleyball teams will head to Pampa this week. Our Lady Whiteface volleyball team will be here on Saturday against Canyon. We're really excited about our elementaries supporting us as well. We'll have Northwest and West Central students and staff get in for free, and that's going to help us support this big game against Canyon. Herd Tennis wrapped up its season this week in the bi-district match against Vernon. They represented our community well. They fought hard but came up short. Congratulations to their season, to the coaches, and to those athletes. Cross country is going to Canyon this week to run in their district meet. Good luck to all the boys and girls competing. On Saturday, junior high girls and boys, HPA girls and boys will be competing at their district meet as well. Good luck to all our teams. Go Herd.
Coach Naron, thanks for joining us today. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you ended up in Hereford?
Yeah, so I grew up in Plainview, which is obviously everybody knows is right down the road. It's been a huge rivalry for Plainview and Hereford throughout the past. When I was in high school, Hereford and Plainview were both really good at football at the time. We had some good battles. And so, I was coaching in the Dallas area in Frisco. And when this job came open, I remember my times and my battles against Hereford, and I knew Hereford was a strong community for sports and athletics, especially football. And so I was really excited to apply for the job. And I came back to Hereford and come back to West Texas a little bit in the area where I grew up, so to speak, and I've really enjoyed it. And I like living in West Texas and being near the Panhandle. And my kids are getting to live some of the lifestyle I lived growing up in Plainview.
Well, we're glad that you made the right choice when it came to that rivalry, so we're happy to have you here in Hereford. Congratulations on a strong start to y'all's season. Y'all are 4-1 just in your preseason. You start, your district this week. Can you tell us a little bit more about what contributed to your success in your preseason?
Yeah, we've had a great early season so far. Started off 4-1, and we had some tough battles, and we had some games that we won handily, which was good. So those are the things that you need in a preseason. We went on some big road trips. We took a long trip to Seminole last week and faced a really good team. We've had a couple home games. So we've had a good mix of some adversity and getting some kids in that may not get to play as many reps as others. So I think our kids are prepared, ready for district. We've been tested. 4 wins is good, but none of those really mean anything anymore now. We're back to 0-0 with everybody in the district, and so now it's going to be the top 4 teams out of the 6 of us that are going to make the playoffs. So now our goal becomes try to win a district championship and try to make the playoffs.
Our district is one of the toughest in the whole state, it feels like. What are y'all doing to prepare for those challenging games that y'all have coming up?
Yeah, we open up with Pampa this week, which is good for us because, we just came off a tough loss last week against Seminole. So we're ready to kind of flip the script and get back into the mindset of, everybody's winless right now, so we got to go out and earn a win. So, our district has 3 Canyon schools, Pampa, Dumas, and we expect everybody to be really competitive. It is a very tough district because there's a lot of parity throughout the district. There's no clear front runner right now. I think every team has a weakness, every team has a strength, and there's certain teams that seem to usually have other teams' numbers. So it'll be interesting to see how the district plays out. We open up with Pampa. We're going to see Randall and Dumas open up, and Canyon and West Plains, and things will really start shaking out maybe the second, third week of district. But for us to make the playoffs, we got to be better than at least 2 teams. So that starts this week with Pampa, and it's going to be tough to beat anybody in this district. But I think our kids are talented. I think that they've been prepared well. We've got great coaches, great kids, and I think we've got a really good chance to make a run at the district championship.
Well, I'm sure we'll see y'all in the playoffs. What goals have you set for your team, and what are y'all doing to accomplish them?
So one of our biggest goals is to win district. Again, that depends on how we do over the next 4 games here or 5 games. And from there, we want to see our team make a deep run in the playoffs. We've made the playoffs 2 of the last 3 years since I've been here, but we haven't made it beyond the first round. So one of our big goals is to make a deep playoff run. But again, that starts with making the playoffs. We can make the playoffs without winning district, but it sets us up in a better position to make a deeper run the better we do in district. So our goals have been to, over the last few years, it didn't just start this year, is to challenge ourselves with the teams we play. We've played a lot of these guys that are seniors when they were younger as sophomores, and some as freshmen, that are some of those guys that are juniors. So we really set them up for a future by investing in them early and often and letting them get a lot of playing time. So we're starting to see a lot of that pay off right now. But again, it's a tough schedule, so everybody else has been doing the same thing. We've got a lot of other teams that had young players over the last few years. Randall and Dumas played a lot of young players last year, and we've seen a lot of improvement with those teams too. So I think our kids are set up for success. It's just now there's nothing to do but go out and play the games, and hopefully we execute and do the things that we've practiced and prepared for.
Well, I'm sure Hereford will be a top contender this year in district, and it'll be challenging, but we believe in y'all. So the Stampede program is something that you see at a few of the home games in district. Can you talk a little bit more about that program?
Yeah, so the Stampede is a mentorship program that we do with kids kindergarten through 6th grade. You see them run out on the field on Friday night. They run through the tunnel behind the team. We partner the kids up with a varsity player. They meet the players at the beginning of the year. They sign autographs, throw the football around, kind of get to know one another. And then when our kids go out in the community and they go visit the schools on Fridays, or they're in the grocery store, or they're out at church, or whatever it might be, our kids run into each other with those little Stampede buddies, and it gives our players a sense of being a mentor. And an aspect of having to be on their best behavior, having to understand that there's consequences for their actions and that eyes are always on them. So we like to put the pressure on our boys to know that they're hometown heroes right now. It's a very special time in their life, and they got a lot of young people looking up to them. You never know when the next future Herd star is sitting out there in the stands with his eyes on one of our players. And so, when they do good things on the field, they make good grades, they make good decisions, those young people see them, and we like to have that influence on the kids. We have our players write letters to those kids during the seasons. They'll come in contact various times throughout the year, and hopefully they form some lasting relationships that carry on beyond football season, and those kids will continue to be role models for the Herd Stampede kids in our community as years go by.
Well, we think that's a great program here in Hereford. We love to see, just the next generation getting led by our students. And, you have it with football and with the Sparkle Squad and cheer as well. So we're excited to see them run out and just enjoy the rest of the season. Is there anything you'd like to say to Herd fans before we close out today's episode?
Yeah, we're about to go through a tough stretch in district. We've got 3 more home games. Our kids do such a great job when the stands are packed and everybody's cheering loud in a positive way. So get on out and watch the games. Bring a jacket if it's cold. Get your popcorn ready. We've got a great group of kids and a great group of coaches that have worked really hard. So come on out and support the kids, and we can't wait to see you in the stands.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Coach. Good luck on your game this week against Pampa, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you for joining us for today's episode. Remember to get out and support our Herd this week. We have football Friday night, and our Herd Golf is having their Nightmare Tournament on Saturday. Let's go Herd.